to another live Q&A session of the Crochet Garments with Confidence Summit 2024. We have been joined by our fabulous guest, Courtney from Creations by Courtney. Hi, Courtney, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Bring on the questions. What you got?
Yes, I love it. I think everyone asked it already in the YouTube chat, didn't they? There were so many people there.
Yeah.
Yes. I was trying to keep up, and then I was like, oh, I can't keep up.
So here we are, people are coming in already.
Awesome.
Pop along with your questions after watching the amazing presentation from Courtney, all about catwalk crochet. So just when you thought that you know everything there is to know about crocheting garments, we threw the spanner in the works and we showed you how much more there is you can do with crochet. You can go all out, create an amazing outfit, put it on, and walk proudly down the catwalk, showing off your beautiful design. So we've seen some great designs from Courtney herself, and then Courtney kindly showcased other makers as well with their amazing designs that made it down the catwalk. So what did we think? What was our favorite? Come on, people, let us know in the comments. Awesome.
Don't be shy.
Valerie said it all, and Joanne said I pre-watched. Now you see, quite a few people have messaged me that got the VIP ticket and said they've already watched your presentation and really enjoyed it, because I think people weren't quite sure from the title. They were like, hang on a minute, what is this? And I must admit, I didn't know that there were all of these shows and I mean, does this happen in the UK, Veronika, that you know of? I've never heard of it in the UK.
Not to my knowledge, no. I can't say I really researched into it, but I haven't heard of any kind of catwalk, like kind of purposely just for crochet. I know there is a designer in UK. I will have to look up her name. I can't think of the top of my head, but she has made some fabulous pieces that actually made it to some pretty big fashion shows in London. So I'll have to look up the name while we chat. I'll quickly kind of sneak off and look up her name.
Oh my goodness. It's on to my tongue. I want to say maybe wool flower.
That's the one. Yes.
Recently I saw it. I was like, oh my word. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. So I know her designs made it to catwalk, but it wasn't like a purposely crochet fashion show. It was just a big fashion show, and she represented crochet in this show with her beautiful design. So yeah, that was amazing.
That's amazing. And I think it's so cool because crochet has always had a reputation, but it is sometimes known as frumpy and like the poorer sister to knitting and just not that trendy. And by golly, are we making it trendy? Hey.
So trendy. I mean, let's see. The current comment, yes, Gregory Stitch. I know a lot of people are familiar with him. I've had the pleasure of working with him on some of the fashion shows. Really nice person. And yeah, like the stuff is one thing to see the picture. It's another to be in person and see the peacock dress come down or the ball gown, because the gown is so heavy. Like the model has to wear a full like hoop skirt to get that shape.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Right? And then like the way that he embellishes the chains, the stuff, I'm just like, brava. I didn't see his last show that was in October here in Atlanta. I don't know where I was. I was probably out of town at a fiber retreat. The things we have to do for yarn.
Yeah.
But, that one, the pictures I saw of that is amazing. So if you can find something in person, you absolutely should attend, because it's amazing to see what people come up with. Like, it's not just yarn anymore.
And sometimes you might, sorry, Hannah, sometimes you might think like you look at these designs and you think like, okay, that's a little bit too out there for me. Maybe that's not for me. But the thing is, you don't have to make the whole design. It's just look at it as an inspiration and maybe just take one element from that design and you can apply it to your own crochet. So yes, I get it. Catwalk crochet is probably not for your everyday wear, perhaps not for a school run, but I mean, why not if that's what you want to do?
Exactly.
But you could definitely get inspired by it and just take elements from it and apply it to your own garments and crochet. Definitely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I loved about your presentation as well. And I think that's why Valerie is saying about what are some good stitch dictionaries to get, because like you said, you can use this stitch, you can use that stitch, you can mix them up together. You don't have to stay in the box. You don't have to follow the rules. So yeah, what do you have a stitch dictionary that you like? What do you use?
My two go-to. Okay, so there's a lot, and that's a whole hobby in of itself. Is getting stitch dictionaries.
Yeah.
But my two favorite go-tos are Indispensable Stitch Collection for Crocheters by Melissa Liebman, and I forgot to get the author of the other one, but The Complete Photo Guide to Crochet. It's not Margaret Hubert. Hold on. Because I have the physical and the Kindle version. Like, that's how much I love the book.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's see.
Wow. While you look, this is an awesome comment from Joanne. My daughter is a fashionista. I might work something up for her. Yay!
Yes. Okay. It is Margaret Hubert. So the Complete Photo Guide to Crochet. That one I've probably had the longest. I flipped through it and I was like, oh, have I seen this? Like, I've gone through every single page, but depending on what I'm thinking of, it'll come back to me. And other ones that are really fun are when you find those smaller books that aren't super thick. Those tend to have stitches that aren't in the other ones. So this is why I'm saying that's a hobby in and of itself, is getting them, especially because of course there's going to be some repeats of stitches, but every once in a while you'll be like, oh, I don't think I've seen that. Like, the cuff on this is in like a thin book that was probably published in the 90s, early 2000s. And I just love the little edging stitches. And so, like, start putting it all together. And before you know it, you're like, ta-da! In the sidewalk, the driveway, the grocery store, wherever you go is your catwalk.
Yes, of course.
I love that. And what advice would you, because it's quite hard, isn't it, to find, like, it's kind of like bespoke clothing, isn't it? Like, how do you figure out if you want to make something for yourself or for your daughter or whoever you're making it for? Like, where do you begin? Where do you start?
That's a great question. Most of the time I think about what I would want to wear, because I am quirky. I know this and I accept this. Right. I do not shy from it. If you can give me patterns and bright colors, that's what I'm going to wear most of the time. So I think about capturing a mood with my designs, like a vibe, as the kids say.
A feeling. Yeah.
And so that's what really inspires me. If I'm thinking of something for my daughters, they're your typical 7-year-olds. They're silly. They like to learn the trendy dances on YouTube. I don't let them have TikTok, so they watch YouTube and they know every little dance. And I'm like, what happened to the electric slide? So I think about like their personality, just like what's fun, but what's sassy, but can also be professional, because I want you to wear what you make. Like, what's the point of spending all these hours if you don't actually wear it? So that's usually my motivation, is like, how can we push the limit while still being appropriate if you have to go into the office?
Yeah. And so what would you think people should start with? Should they start with like a big old project, or just like maybe a cover up or a poncho or something?
Or a cover up or a poncho, I think, is a good way to start. That way you can add it and then take it off if you need to. Because if you go somewhere and you're like, oh, I'm not feeling this right now in this space, you can take it off and it's easy, versus if you do a full top. But I'm always like, let's push the limits. Let's go with a top.
Yeah.
I finished one the other week. I did 2 different colors. One color on one side, different color on the other side. So it's reversible. And it's a crop top, because I intend to wear it over a tank because it's lacy stitches. So I'll wear it anywhere. So, small, but yet big.
And I love that. I love that, because that will be something that you will not be able to find anywhere. Not anywhere at all. You won't ever be able to purchase that. And there won't be another one like that. This is the amazing thing about making your own clothes, isn't it? And like, I think as well, if people think, right, I want to have a go with this, but I just want to take an element of, you know, the color, let me do the color of like color one side and color, like use a really safe, for want of a better word, crochet pattern. If you're not feeling confident enough to experiment with stitches yet, experiment with color first, maybe. Like figure out what it is that you want to experiment with and what you want to express.
Yeah, you can start simple and like just keep layering it up. Start with the color, then throw in some stitches, and like Courtney said, all those different embellishments, you know, sequins and ribbons and different pieces. And it's quite organic, isn't it? You can just kind of tell where the mood takes you and just add a bit, or just it's kind of like a free form. Just do what feels right, and to like, which is really mood.
It's really funny though, isn't it? Because most of this summit so far has been like, follow the rules, do your gauge swatch, do your this, do your that. And now we're going, do whatever you like. It's fine.
Do make your gauge swatch.
Do your gauge swatch. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Still go.
This is like the lunch break at school. It's like, we've been teaching you all these lessons. Now you're on a lunch break. We'll give you a little break. And you can do what you want.
Yes.
And I think crochet is a good place to experiment, isn't it? If it's your hobby and it's the thing that you love, experiment with it. Have fun with it. Do what you enjoy. And if you end up never wearing it, I've made stuff that I've been like, I really love that idea, but it didn't quite work out how I thought, or it feels a bit too risque for me. Then that's fine. I'm okay with that. Have fun, because it builds onto what you're there. You'll learn something from whatever you make. You'll learn something from it.
Absolutely.
I'm waffling and missing questions here. So when incorporating crochet into a fabric garment, do you start with the crochet piece and try to find a fabric garment to incorporate, or do you start with a fabric piece and see how you can incorporate crochet? Great question.
Yes, I would start with the fabric piece and then go to the crochet, because depending on what you pick, that's going to determine what stitches you want to use, or even the weight. So the most common modification I've seen is where people may add like a crochet edging to jeans, or adding a patch on the pocket of the jeans. Some ones I've seen recently, the Dream Shop. If y'all don't know her, her stuff is so colorful, so fun. She's a crocheter. I believe she's here in the US. I don't know where she's from. I think she's here in the US. But she has some recent stuff that she's been showing where she's like taking jeans, cutting the seams, and then putting crochet in between the legs.
Yes.
On the front and the back.
And making that so yeah.
Right? And so I think you should start with the fabric. Like the double stitch twins, love them, love them, love them. They're probably the people that like I noticed first way back when I first started crochet, came back to crochet. I want to say that was like late college, before grad school. I was like, wow, their stuff is so different, and it's like edgy but cute. They did like a little edge like on the cuff of a sleeve of a t-shirt. So it could be really simple things, maybe adding it around the collar of a shirt. The catch is to use a tiny hook that's sharp to poke the hole, or get a rotary cutter. That way the holes are spaced evenly for you. But have fun with it. Do whatever. Thrifting is fun too.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that if you're not wanting to like commit to something on a like favorite piece of clothing, then just buy something from a thrift or charity store and just have a go. Just or just a plain white t-shirt from somewhere or other, and then just have a go and see how it works. I've seen someone recently, they literally a plain white tank top, and they cut a circle out of the back and then put the mandala in it and attach the mandala around the side. It looked amazing, and it looked really high end as well. So like you don't have to go all out there. Like I think customizing and mixing with fabrics is an amazing idea.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And Charmaine's saying maybe this will be the beginning of crochet couture. Definitely.
Yes.
Oh, and there are people out there that we had the conversation yesterday with Pam, didn't we, from the Crochetpreneur, about selling your crochet. Like this is an awesome thing. Like this is a really high-end thing that people will definitely pay for. And like I know there are people that make for, you know, famous people, like Cardi B pays people to make her bikinis and stuff, doesn't she? So the market's out there. Go get it, people.
Yes. Namaste in crochet. She is definitely known for her crochet couture. Her stuff is amazing. I have a few of her patterns. I've made a skirt so far.
Oh yeah.
When we went on vacation last year, and you can tell me nothing. I was just strutting.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Do you think? I mean, obviously, you enjoy wearing it anyway, but like, does it give you more confidence when you wear these pieces?
For me, yes. For me, because it captures my personality, because I got to choose the exact color that I wanted. I got to make it fit the way that I want. That's always the challenge in going to the store these days.
Yeah.
I'm short, okay?
Are
People
you?
say I look tall, but I'm only
Yeah, you
5'3", and my torso is like this, and my legs are like this. And I have really long arms. So for me, I feel more confident when I make my stuff because it's exactly the fit and exactly the color, the length that I want. And so like, you can't tell me nothing. Just give me a fan like Beyonce and like, it's over.
I love it. Well, my mum you sound very similar proportion to my mum, and she has quite short arms. So anything in the shop, she has to roll up the sleeves or buy 3/4 sleeves that are actually then the correct length for her. So like that's what she makes most of her cardigans and tops herself, because she's like, well, then the sleeves can be however long I want them to be.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Just do it to fit you exactly, to give you that confidence and that, boost, that something you're wearing fits you perfectly, and you don't have to roll it up, you don't have to tuck it in, you don't have to do anything.
Exactly.
And so what do you think people should make like as occasion wear? Like if they're going for like big events, like I don't know, like proms or weddings or what, people make their own wedding dresses, don't they? Like
they do.
Like where do you begin with that? Do you give yourself a mood board? Do you find a designer to design it for you? Where do you go with that?
So you can do it 2 different ways. So a friend that I met from participating in the crochet fashion shows, she's here in Atlanta. She actually created an amazing piece for someone for their birthday. I think the woman was celebrating like her 30th birthday. She looked amazing in it. So like they went back and forth about what they wanted it to look like, what yarn. She found like this amazing like gold sparkly yarn by Goucher. And she made that. But if you're going to do your own, think about what complements you, your shape, right? Your height, your frame, because just because it looks great on someone else doesn't mean it's great for you. Like I believe on one of the earlier Q&A, someone's asking about like, what's a V-neck that works if you have a larger bust? Whereas if you have a smaller bust, you want a V-neck because maybe you want it to appear larger than it is. So I'm actually designing my dress for my 40th birthday this year. So I've like, A-line works really well for me because of my torso and my legs. So I'm going to do a design that highlights my legs with splits, and I'm going to do ruffles to kind of frame my face. So you have to think about what works. So like if you have 3 different pieces in your closet that you really love, if you could put them all together, that's what you can do, and kind of creating that thing for an occasion. If you prefer a split, you want it to be really flowy, use a lighter weight yarn, mix solid with like lace stuff, right? Because no one wants to show their underwear usually, right? So that's where the solid stitches could come in to cover the parts you need to cover. And then you go into a lace stitch and block it to the edges of its life. So it really, really flows.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Can we just address the fact that you're 40 this year? You do not look like you're going to be 40. Oh my goodness. I was like, what?
You are lying to us.
Yeah, I don't believe it. No, it's really interesting you say about covering stuff. So I'm currently designing and we'll be releasing like a beach cover-up dress. And I was like, I'm gonna go like cinched in at the waist and then a lacy stitch at the top and a lacy stitch at the bottom. I was like, because that'll be really cool over a swimsuit. That would be fine, won't it? Because nobody minds that on the beach. But then I was like, oh, but it would be really nice as like an occasion wear, an outfit, with heels and stuff. And then I was like, what underwear do we like? And so I bought like I feel like a little bit of an old grandma, but I bought like a little slip, a little petticoat to go underneath it. So, but they were, you have to think about that, don't you? About what you're going to wear under these things. If they're big statement pieces with lots of gaps and holes and all that kind of stuff, you can absolutely do it. And there's loads of great underwear out there now, isn't there? With like if you're going backless, there's lots of. I've ordered myself one of those as well, like one of those suck you in type things that doesn't have like, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I get that adverts all the time. So yeah, I think that underwear is just as important, isn't it, as that it completes the look, I think, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And like you said, we have so many options where you can find like the nude version, so it just looks seamless, or that's where you can add the pop of color.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Dawn's here saying she enjoyed making the Escapade cardigan with you. Yes. I love it. I remember when I first saw that and I was like, how does that work? And then when I saw the pictures, I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Yes,
such a clever construction.
That one was a doozy. It nearly took me and my tech editor out. This is what I get. I'm always outside of the box. I was like, why would I do this the easiest way? Like, I do it to myself all the time. I'm just like, yeah, I could just do it this way, but I'm like, nah, that's boring. That's more complicated.
But like sometimes you're so far committed into a design, aren't you? That like, I have to make this work.
Yeah, I will not be beaten.
What will happen? But I have to make this work.
Yes, and that's that pattern.
Yeah. Oh, Valerie, I'm so excited. Oh, I love Project Runway, and to know there's a place for crochet is so inspiring. Yay! Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for organising this. It's our pleasure. Yeah, we wanted this session to be inspiring, and I think it has been, like, to show people there's more. There is more, and like we need to come over to visit you so that we can come to one of these fashion shows with you. They sound amazing.
Yes. Okay, like for real, I don't know if Stacy is on here watching. If she is, hey Stacy! So she's the one that puts together the Fiber Arts fashion show. We call it Strands lovingly here in Atlanta. It's always the third weekend in March. Like, it's always the same weekend. So I already know she's probably like starting to scramble to get this stuff together for the next show.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come for one, definitely come in March to Atlanta. I will be your hostess. With the mostest.
Yay!
I will make sure you have good food, visit some yarn shops, see a few other sites, but definitely enjoy the show. So like, let me know if you decide to come. And that's for everyone. Everyone come to Georgia.
I love that. And yeah, have a look. See if there's anything like near where you are as well.
Yeah.
There must be all over the place. Like if this is happening where you are, then it's happening other places too, I'm sure. So yeah, definitely. And people are saying, no, we need one in the UK as well. Yes, someone needs to organize that.
Yes, let me know. I will come.
You come to us as well. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh, we've run out of time, Courtney.
I know, checking the time.
Oh my goodness, it's been absolutely awesome having you with us. Thank you so much for all of your inspiration, and thank you everyone for coming and joining us. We have one more session left for today, and it's Raylene talking about ponchos, which we all love. So go over to see what Raylene has to tell us about ponchos, because she's got lots to tell you, I promise. It's not.
She's so amazing with her ponchos.
I know.
I'm just like,
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to tune in myself, the presentations I've been catching. And my husband took the kids to the park, so I have the house to myself. So I'm like,
wow.
Excellent.
Enjoy.
That means I can get to crochet without interruption. I can actually count.
Counting's overrated, you know. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much, Courtney.
Thank you so much, Courtney.